Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 168th Listowel Fair. We're so excited to have you guys here tonight. So our parade is just making it through to the grandstands. It's a beautiful night. We can't complain about the weather, so it looks great all weekend. So we hope you come back and enjoy all the festivities and exciting things that the Ag Society has worked hard all year to put on for you. Coming up first, we have our current Listowel Fair president, and it's Carolyn Vanderheiden. So driving Carolyn tonight in the parade is Mr. John Burlett, and John has been a great supporter of our Ag Society over the years. He's driven our ambassador contestants, and whatever we need, he's always there to help us. So thank you, John.
Next, coming into the grandstands is the Brussels Legion Pipes and Drums, with members from Listowel as well. Thank you so much for joining us in our parade. Next, we have Perth County Warden Rhonda Agates with a car from Brian Purcell.
Coming up next, we have our Deputy Mayor, Mr. Doug Kellum, and he is driven by Barb and Lyle Buchanan. I think Lyle's particular about his car, unless it's Barb, but shoes off is the rule, I guess. Our next person is Miss Vanessa Klustra, and Vanessa is our 2023-2024 Listowel Fair Ambassador, and she's driven by one of our fabulous past presidents, Mr. Doug Aitchison. So make sure to attend tonight to see who our newly crowned ambassador is. Please don't hit her, Doug.
In the next car are our opening night guest speakers, Karen Galbraith and Steve Dolson, and they are driven by my fabulous uncle, Steve Player. Convertibles were never designed to get out easy from the back seat.
So like Elena said tonight, Steve and Karen are officially opening the Listowel Fair, so make sure to stick around as we have that shortly after the parade.
Next, coming into the grandstands is our first of our two ambassador contestants, Miss Emily Royce. She was driven this evening through the parade by Graham Crabb. Emily Royce is sponsored by Triple B Spraying. Thank you so much to Graham and Triple B and Emily.
Our next contestant for tonight, we have Lexi Johnson, and Lexi is escorted through the parade by Mr. Murray Clark, and Lexi is sponsored by Avon Bank.
Next up is our District 8 rep, Yensha, and he has been driven through the parade by Brad Davidson in this beautiful antique convertible. Thank you, Yensha and Brad.
Next up, we have our District 8 ambassador, which is Miss Faith Nechtel, and District 8 is represented through Huron and Perth fairs. So Faith would have competed this May and was awarded the crown of, or the title, sorry, of District 8 Fair Ambassador. So we're lucky to have her here, and she is escorted, or driven, sorry, by Leanne Andreessen's vehicle.
Next, coming into the grandstand is Mr. Jason Heifel. He is pulling a float with some of our corporate sponsors listed. Corporate sponsors play a pivotal role here at the fair in putting on this weekend's activities, as well as keeping the Ag Society running year-round. So please frequent these businesses as you can and show them our appreciation. Some of these corporate sponsors have been donating for more than 20 years to the Listowel Agricultural Society, and we thank each and every one of them.
So next week have coming in the lineup from Equipment Ontario, and first we have Mr. Wayne Stoltz. And they would like to wish everyone a great time at the 2024 Listowel Fair. And I know we would like to give a special thank you to them. They were kind of our host location for our Fair Ambassador pictures this year, and Brian Dean, who I believe is in this first tractor, went completely out of his way and was very accommodating to us and our competitors, and we really appreciate their support. They've always helped us out whatever we can do. So let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you guys for bringing all this equipment in.
Greg Williams is our driver in this case tractor with a baler here as well. Again, one of the many pieces of equipment that Case sells and services. Andrew Robinson is driving this next piece of equipment. You might see one of those buggies out on the road or in the field in the next coming week or so as wheat harvest begins in the area as well.
Driving the sprayer is Richard Karst, as well on behalf of Equipment Ontario. Driving this combine is Andrew Slightholm and family.
So there will be a little gap before the next portion of the parade comes through, just how it happens as they make their way. So while we have a moment, we have some letters on behalf of some dignitaries that could not attend this evening, so they sent their greetings. So the first is from John Nader. He is our Member of Parliament for Perth Wellington. He says, "Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank the Listowel Agricultural Society and the volunteers for all of the efforts put into the organizing the 168th Listowel Fair. I'm sorry that I cannot be with you in person this evening due to a scheduling conflict. As a rural community, we can be very proud of the hardworking farmers and farm families right here in North Perth and surrounding area who work tirelessly to feed not only our local community, but also communities across Canada. I am certainly proud to be part of such a generous community. Please take the opportunity to enjoy the festivities organized by our enthusiastic and dedicated Egg Society. I wish all of you the very best as you enjoy your summer. Sincerely, John Nader."
So like Lana had mentioned earlier, we are very lucky here at the Listowel Egg Society to have a generous group of corporate sponsors. So we'd like to acknowledge them tonight. We'll do that continuously throughout the weekend. And like Alana said, please go and support them. They give back to the community and are great to us. David Carson Farms and Auctions, Alma Steel and Equipment, Trillium Mutual Insurance Company, Libro Credit Union, Conway Furniture, Molesworth Farm Supply, the Listowel Financial Institutions, Barron's Metal Fabricating, Listowel Legal Professionals, Listowel Farm Supply, Matt Express Transport, Riverview Park Residents, FM 100.1 The Ranch, Shoreline Classics FM, Hutchison Welding 2022 Limited, Chalmers Fuels, Perth Ag Partners, Fisher Family Poultry Limited, Tanner Brothers Apartments, Atwood Farm Supplies Limited, Premier Equipment Limited, Stoltz Sales and Service, Heartland Animal Hospital and Veterinary Services, DJ's ProTech, iDesign Kitchen Studio, Williams Drainage, Grey Ridge Eggs Inc., and the Listowel Hearing Center. So thank you to them for their continued support. If you are ever interested in being part of that program, please speak to one of the directors on the Egg Society. We're always looking for more support. It just allows us to do more things at the fair to give back to our community.
And secondly, there is also greetings brought behalf of Matthew Ray, our Member of Provincial Parliament. Listowel Fair attendees and organizers, congratulations on the 168th Listowel Fair. It is that exciting time again in North Perth and the surrounding communities as we come together to honor our agricultural roots. The Listowel Fair consistently delivers a fun and rewarding experience for all generations, and this year's fair promises to uphold that tradition. Our heartfelt thanks to the Listowel Agricultural Society, its executive team, the volunteers, and the sponsors for their unwavering commitment to supporting our rural heritage. Agricultural societies are the backbone of our rural communities, and the Listowel Agricultural Society is no exception. They organize an outstanding fair, but also contribute significantly to our community throughout the year. On behalf of the Government of Ontario, congratulations to the Listowel Egg Society and the entire community for organizing the 168th Listowel Fair. Sincerely, Matthew Ray.
Coming up next, we have, looks like Larry Hudson Chevrolet from town, and we have Ali Wall driving a new 2024 Chevrolet Camaro 3LT convertible. Next, we have I think that's also from Larry Hudson Chevrolet. And then this will be from the Listowel Kia, And it's a new 2024 Kia EV6.
This is also another driver from Listowel Kia, and this is a 2024 Kia EV9. Lots of new models coming into the local car dealerships. So if ever you're in need for a new vehicle, there's plenty of choices here locally.
So it looks like we have Chase O'Grady with the 1963 Cub original condition. It's great to see the young people being involved in our ag society and our fair. We know they're the future of it, so. We have Ferris and Eileen Martin with a 516 cock shut. It's a dual rider, so they can both ride together and go for ice cream, I'm sure.
This is a North Perth Seniors Club. Been in the community for over 35 years. Merlin Bartman is the driver of that lovely vehicle.
Next up, we have Ethan Purcell, which is Wallace Metal Company, pulling their custom-made Eiffel Tower replica. Next up, we have Paul, and Paul is our break dancer. Let's give him a round of applause, everyone, because I don't think many of us can do that. I know we can't.
Next, we have Mr. Horn driving a 1959 Alice Chalmers, a D14, beautifully painted tractor.
So next we have Dave Pettit with a 1952 Cockshut 30. It was bought new by Walter Hamilton, which is his grandfather. Next up is Murray Musselman with the Massey 35 diesel. It's a 1963 model.
Now we have Rick Elg driving a 1966 John Deere 510. It is a 3-cylinder, but she still has 40 horsepower.
So next up we have Premier Equipment. They are also a corporate sponsor of the fair, and it's our local John Deere dealer.
Next, we have Dave driving another entry from Premier Equipment. We have Mini X back there. Lots of equipment needed for your everyday and agricultural needs. We have a payloader coming through here now.
This is Kevin Peffer. He works for Premier Equipment, and he's a great mechanic.
Kayla is driving this entry from Premier.
Next up is Todd, and he is driving for Equipment Ontario. Or, sorry, Premier Equipment.
This is an entry on behalf of many of the car dealerships in town: Chrysler, Dodge, Ford, Jeep, and Ram. They're going to be seeing us at the fair. They're in the new Ford Lightning, an all-electric truck.
We'd like to acknowledge we do have a great crew back here, and they are working their butts off to try to give us information, so please bear with us. Next up, I think we have 81 Pedals, located just outside of Listowel.
'81 Pedals is also a sponsor for our ambassador competition later this evening. Come find this beautiful trailer parked after the parade for your free sunflower as well. Amazing. Thank you, Amanda and Sean.
We have a lovely antique car coming through. Here we have Second Chances from Listowel. Their furniture and mattress sale is on, so make sure to check them out in downtown. This also looks like another entry from Second Chances.
Next coming in is the always impressive Swiss Farmer Band. The Swiss Farmer Band has members from Kitchener, Listowel, Moorfield, Blythe, and many other places. They practice once a week in Milverton and play European and North American style music. Thank you so much. A round of applause for the Swiss Farmer Band.
Coming up next, we have the entry from Wallenstein Feed and Supply with Craig Smith driving.
Next, we have Dave Johnston from Mapleview Farms, just outside of Listowel. Mapleview Farms, this is an antique 1948R. 8300 John Deere hardside. There's also a fleet of Mapleview ones. So our first entry was the antique tractor, the 1948. We now have the 8285R. And then with this fair's logo, Farming Fast Forward, we have the 8300 Harvester. And we have a New Holland Combine, and they're wishing everyone a safe harvest. Thank you so much, Mapleview, for all your entries and drivers. Thank you so much.
Next up, we have Williams Drainage, who is celebrating 40 years in business this year. Williams Drainage is also a corporate sponsor, so if you do need any drainage work done, please make sure to hit them up.
This is another entry from Williams Drainage, just an example of the different types of field tile. To keep the crops growing well and fields drained, drainage tile is an important piece to agriculture here locally.
Coming up next, we have a local group from Skate Wallace Figure Skating Club. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Skate Wallace. What an awesome float. Thank you so much. Next, we have the Listowel Dairy 4-H Club, 1120 John Deere, driven by Ben Robinson. His boss must have let him leave work early tonight. That was so nice of them. Thank you so much to the Listowel Dairy Club.
Next we have up is North Perth Towing, Jason Schneider, and we just read what they put on, and they said the best hookers around. Next up, we have Cole Hodder, which is driven by Luke Williams. Hodder's small engines. They do all repairs from lawnmowers to ATV repairs and modifications of all sorts. Next up, we have a John Deere 4250 tractor. It's from Love Farm and Clydesdales, Rhonda and the late Hugh Love, driven by Gavin Falk.
Next, we have some amazing horse and their riders. We have Kayla Clark. Lynn is riding Juno. We'll try to get everyone's names off here. Harper is riding Hannah. Leah is riding John. Lori is riding Romeo. And our last rider were Poncho and Lefty. Thank you so much, you guys, for walking through the whole parade. Amazing work.
They've also informed us that if you have lost your wallet tonight, they will need to confirm your identity, but it is located at the fair office up at the north end of the fairgrounds and the armories, the ag hall. If you have lost a wallet, it is located there. Next up, we have Roman Cordova from Atwood, Timac Agro. Their mission is to help Canadian farmers improve their productivity in pursuit of a more profitable and sustainable agriculture. Farm the future.
Dylan Carson is driving this piece of machinery from Carson Livestock. Thank you so much, Dylan. We also have a few tractors at the back. We have a McCormick Farmall, followed by a 2390 Case, and a newer version of these tractors, a 210 CVT. Another entry from Carson Livestock, from Brad, Dylan, Carson, and family. Welcoming all to 168th Fair.
Coming up next is Roger Highbine and grandchildren in the wagon. It's a 1976 D250 wheel horse, and it's owned by Fred Fenner.
Tyler Highbine is driving our next entry. It is a 1950 Farmall M. Albert Carson sold Farmall M to the Agriculture Minister William Stewart of Ilderson. He drove it home to his homestead. In 2016 at the IPM in Harrison, David Carson later purchased the M back.
Here we have Riley Thompson with a 1977 D200 wheel horse owned by Tyler Highbine.
And another one of our great examples of corporate sponsors are these walkers and sign holders from iDesign Studio.
And next we have Riverview Park residents.
And next, representing the Listowel Financial Institutions, we have more lovely walkers. Thank you so much for all the continued support from our corporate sponsors.
Here we have Doug Kober with a John Deere 320.
Next, we have Jason Burnett driving a John Deere 60, 1952. Thanks so much, Jason.
Here we have Kyle Martin with an International 784 purchased by Earl Purcell, which is Kyle's grandfather.
Next, we have Robert Williams with a 1949 Farmall M. He is pulling a 1969 4-furrow International plow. It's painted too nicely, so I don't think it saw any dirt this year.
Here we have Adam Johnson with a 1966 Farmall 1206, and it was restored by Adam himself.
Next, Isaac Johnson is driving a Farmall 1255 from 1969. Here we have an International 1066 Farmall Turbo. And Caleb Johnson is driving a 7760, Caleb Johnson is driving an International Turbo 1466.
Here we have Atwood Resources, number 13, a 2018 Kenworth T370. It's driven by Dylan Turney. And here we have, I think it's Sally, our famous clown. Let's hear it for her. It looks like if you need any cleaning done, she does that too. You do cleaning? You do cleaning? I guess not.
Caitlin Bell is driving a 1954 John Deere 60. Followed by Lauren Heinmill is driving a 1968 1020. He bought it new, and there is the hay crimper behind has maybe shown some age, but I'm sure it's went over lots of acres as well.
So we've got a little break here. We would like to thank our grass cutters. We have Paul Crowder, and we have Bruce and Susie Hamilton and Hannah and Hamilton. They all donate their time and supplies to make these fairgrounds look as good as they do. We honestly are so thankful that they look after that for us. So let's give them a round of applause and really show our appreciation. They have the fairgrounds looking amazing as usual, and they're terrific people willing to help out.
And the last tractor that drove through, I didn't announce when he was here, so I'll announce it now. It was Brent Heimiller, and he was driving a 1950 Farmall C, and behind it was also a hay rake from 1950 as well.
So Alana and I do have some jokes, but we're saving them for later, just to leave you in suspense. So make sure you stick around for the ambassador competition later tonight, because you don't want to miss them. They're tremendous as usual.
They're the cream of the crop.
But we also, immediately following our ambassador competition, we have our fireworks, which were generously sponsored by Don Hamilton, Royal LePage Real Estate. They've sponsored this for many years, and it's great that they do it. It is free admission for everyone to come out tonight. So if you're watching from home, we are live streaming. So if you're watching from home, please feel free to come out to the fairgrounds later for a great fireworks show. They're setting up for it now. And once again, that's sponsored by Don Hamilton, Royal LePage Real Estate Brokerage.
We have Keith Orr driving a 1958 620 John Deere 50. It has been owned by the Orr family. Oh, for 50 plus years. It has been owned by the Orr family. Next, we have McLean Orr. He is driving a 1955 850 Powermaster Ford tractor, and it has also been owned by the Orr family. This one has been owned for 8 years.
Here we have Adam Crespin with a 1951 Minneapolis Moline Z tractor.
Alex is driving a 1970 John Deere 4020. It is a power shift diesel. Thanks so much for coming, Alex.
Here we have Sean Rideau with a 1943 Ferguson.
Doug Coulter owns this tractor. His brother Percy is driving, I believe, and it is a 1948 Waterloo Bronco.
Here we have Charles Henderson with a 1800A 4x4 cockshut, one of a handful built in 4x4.
Next, we have Holder Small Engine Repair. Oh, 51. Holder Small Engine Repair does all sorts of repairs, from lawnmowers to ATV repairs and modifications of all sorts. Thank you so much, Cool.
That looks like it concludes our parade for tonight. We'll just take a 5-10 minute break. We're just going to get ready. If our dignitaries would like to head to the stage, but feel free to head back to the Egg Society food booth located just behind the fair, behind the grandstand. Sorry, they've got some hot food and delicious ice cream. So please head back there. There's also washrooms located in that building at the end, and we'll be back in 5-10 minutes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Listowel Fair. We would like to thank you for joining us for the 168th Fair. This evening's program will include introductions of greetings brought by dignitaries, our Fair Ambassador competition, followed by our fireworks show sponsored by Royal LePage, Don Hamilton Real Estate. This year, we're honored to have Steve Dolson and Dr. Karen Galbraith with us to officially open the fair. My name is Stephanie Robertson, and I will be this evening's MC along with my co-MC, Alana Conabert. To begin this evening, I would like to call up our Listowel Ag Society President, Carolyn Vanderheiden, to bring greetings.
Just gonna, can I move this up? I don't know how to do this. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 168th Listowel Fair as we celebrate our theme, Farming Fast Forward, in 2024. This weekend, the fair will be showcasing agriculture and how it has evolved and progressed over the years. With innovative minds and modern technology, agriculture is vibrant and strong in our growing community. The agricultural picture has changed over the years as we look to the future to be sustainable and efficient for our generations. As in the past, the farmer was pictured as a man in coveralls with a straw hat and a pitchfork. In today's age, I see men, women working together using modern technology and equipment that is always developing to produce the food that we rely on and sometimes take for granted. This weekend, I look forward to the connections that will be made by both the urban and the rural communities. If this is your first time attending the fair or you are a seasoned guest, there is something for everyone. With the ambassador competition and fireworks tonight to kick off the weekend, with the following days filled with livestock shows, seniors days, kids day, truck and tractor pulls, the dog agility, the FMX motocross, Ag 101, and rounding out the fair is our demolition derby on Sunday. Maybe it's the midway that draws you here or the homecraft exhibits up in the Ag Hall. There will be lots of activities and excitement to be found across the fairgrounds. I've been on the Listowel Ag Society for a few years now, and every year that the fair rolls around, it amazes me how much an event like this, the size it is, how it comes together. Now, don't get me wrong, this doesn't happen overnight. There is an incredible amount of time, planning, hard work, and dedication put into this weekend. I want to express my full gratitude to my fellow directors, the volunteers, and the community members who offer their willingness to put this event together and pull it off successfully each year. Thank you. On top of all that, we have the valued support of our sponsors. Year after year, they support the Listowel Fair, either financially or in kind. We are truly fortunate to have such a giving, supportive community. The corporate sponsors' banners are displayed on the fairgrounds, so please take a minute to view the banners and acknowledge them this weekend. Without our sponsors, an event like this wouldn't be possible. So once again, thank you to our sponsors. Now, Vanessa, our outgoing fair ambassador, on behalf of the Ag Society, we thank you. You learned to put up with our crew, and I'm sure it wasn't easy. You stepped up to whatever was asked of you. I hope your experience was something to remember and we'll look back on it in the years to come. We wish you all the best on the journey that life provides you. I want to take this time to congratulate the contestants who will be soon coming up, who are running for Fair Ambassador. It isn't easy to get up here and speak to a large crowd. As you can tell, my heart is just pounding, yet they are doing it, so congratulations to them. The judges will have their work cut out for them tonight when they make the decision of who the 2024-25 ambassador will be. Both contestants I have known for quite a few years. Both are long-standing members in Perth County 4-H. As a 4-H leader, I have seen these contestants learn and grow through the numerous clubs that they took part in. Plus, both were fierce go-for-the-gold competitors, and they both made it to the provincial level, both bringing home ribbons. They both have diverse knowledge and education in agriculture, and they both have come home from school to work in their communities that they have grown up in. I see the enthusiasm, the passion, and the love they have for agriculture, their community, and their families. So to the contestants, all the best. To you both. Your future is bright no matter what the outcome is tonight. And I'd like to wish the judges good luck on your pick. It's not going to be an easy decision. So on behalf of the Listowel Ag Society, I'd like to thank all of you for being here tonight. Let's spend the next few days building friendships and enjoying the diversity of our growing community in North Perth at the 168th Listowel Agricultural Fair as we celebrate farming fast forward.
Thank you, Carolyn. Next up, we would like to have our current fair ambassador, Vanessa Klustra, bring greetings.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 168th edition of the Listowel Fair. Last year, I had the privilege of welcoming you to the 167th Fair, where the theme was Feeding the World from Our Own Backyard, which brought to our attention how much wonderful food is produced right here in Perth County and the surrounding areas. This year, the theme of the fair is Farming Fast Forward, and we hope to showcase how agriculture has changed over the years and the direction that we are going. I encourage you to look at some of the antique tractors that are parked in the infield this weekend to see where we have come from. Many of them were also showcased in our parade. Then come back on Saturday night for our tractor pull and see some of the tractors that are pulling, some of the biggest and best in our community. There's a big difference in size, strength, and the amount of data that is collected between these two generations of tractors. Then, on Saturday morning, during the Ag 101 event, you can come and talk to the farmers, and you can see how their farming practices have changed over the years, whether it be robotic milkers, automatic feeders, or egg packers. These technology changes have all reduced labor on our farms and help us to be able to more efficiently produce food. I hope that everyone has a chance to enjoy many of the events that are going on here this weekend. I know that the Ag Society has been working hard over the past month to make sure that everything runs smoothly. I hope everyone stays safe and enjoys the entire weekend. Thank you.
We're going to ask for everyone to please rise while we sing our national anthem.
This evening, we are pleased to have various dignitaries in attendance for this evening's program. I would first like to welcome Rhonda Getz, Warden of Perth County.
Good evening, everyone. It's a privilege and an honor to be here at your local fair. On behalf of Perth County Council, I'd like to bring greetings and congratulations, and I hope everyone enjoys the weekend. Thank you.
Next, we will have Doug Kellum, Deputy Mayor for the Municipality of North Perth.
Good evening, friends, neighbors, and visitors. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 168th Annual Listowel Agricultural Fair. For over a century and a half, our community has proudly come together to celebrate our rich agricultural heritage and the vibrant culture that defines Listowel. This year, there is an incredible lineup of events and activities for you to enjoy, from impressive agricultural exhibits showcasing the best of our livestock, baking and farming, to lively entertainment, delicious food, and family-friendly activities. There's something for everyone to experience and enjoy. The Listowel Fair is a testament to the dedication and passion of the Listowel Agricultural Society. We're grateful for our organizers, volunteers, and sponsors whose tireless efforts make this fair possible year after year. Your commitment and support ensure that the Listowel Agricultural Fair remains a highlight in our community. I invite you to explore all that there is the fair has to offer. Connect with friends and neighbors and create lasting memories. Whether you're a long-time attendee or a first-time visitor, we hope you find joy, inspiration, and a sense of community at the fair. Let's make this year's fair truly a memorable one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rhonda and Doug. Next, I would like to invite Faith to speak on behalf of District 8. She is the 2024-2025 District 8 Ambassador. And also representing District 8 here today is Jenscha Steenbeck. He is the District 8 Provincial Director Rep, and his home fair is the Bayfield Fair. Please welcome Faith to the microphone.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the District 8, congratulations on your 168th fair. Thank you to the Listowel Agricultural Society for inviting me here tonight to represent District 8 as their ambassador. This role has allowed me to visit and experience different fairs in the area and continue to instill the importance of the ambassador programs to represent our hard-working agricultural societies and their corresponding fairs. Being an ambassador was not a role I always saw for myself a year ago, but now being a part of this community, I can't see myself without it. I hope that our contestants tonight get a chance to have the same honor of representing a community that's values and spirits align with theirs to share and promote this long-standing tradition. Thank you to everyone that could be here this evening to support this important program in Listowel. Thank you to all of the tireless and thankless volunteers and board members for all of their efforts that went into this amazing weekend.
Thank you very much, Faith. This evening, we are highlighting local individuals in our community who have excelled in the promotion of agriculture. These two individuals have been amazing spokespeople for agriculture both locally, nationally, and internationally. We are so honored to have Steve Dolson and Dr. Karen Galbraith with us tonight to officially open the 168th Listowel Agricultural Fair. Steve and Karen are a local dairy farming couple from Atwood. Dr. Karen Galbraith and Steve Dolson were inducted into the Stratford Perth Museum 2024 Agricultural Hall of Fame. The couple's master breeder registered Holstein herd is known as Legacy Holsteins, has been one of the top producing and highly classified herds here in Perth County for many years. Both Steve and Karen have helped lead a number of community organizations over many decades in their careers. Karen was a founding member and past president of Perth Care for Kids and a board member of Elma Mutual Insurance, which later became Trillium Mutual Insurance in Listowel. She has been active with Big Brothers Big Sisters as an active big sister, a 4-H leader, and also a leader on her local church board. She was also heavily involved in the dairy promotion of the 2013 International Plowing Match and has spent many years organizing the ice cream booth at the Listowel Fair. No small feat, mind you. Earning an MSc from the University of Guelph in the capacity of rural development, she spent some time living and working in Inner Mongolia, helping small landholders to help improve their milk quality. In 2014, Karen became an inaugural director and is still active on the Kenyan Kids Foundation Canada. Steve has been an active and valued member of the Perth County Holstein Club, is a past 4-H leader, and is currently an Ontario 4-H Foundation trustee. He is a past president of United Breeders and was involved in the process of forming CMEX Alliance. Steve was also a past member and chairman of the board of Gailey Foods. In the past, Steve was awarded the Distinguished Certificate of Recognition from Holstein Canada for his valuable contribution to the Canadian dairy industry. Locally, he has been involved in the Listowel Agricultural Society for many years, taking on leadership roles, including president in 1993 and 4.
Along with Karen, Steve is involved with Kenya Kids Foundation and has also been active participant in the dairy extension work in Kenya. Steve is also the current chairperson of the Ontario Agri-Food Discovery Centre. So with no further ado, I am very honored to welcome Steve and Karen to the microphone.
Thanks, Alana, for that very kind introduction. We're elated to be here this evening, and
Thrilled and delighted.
it's quite a fair that we're so pleased to be in this community, and part of Listowel Fair is a big thing to us. We're really keen on what you've chosen for a theme this year, Farming Fast Forward. It's something that we were talking about at breakfast the other morning and saying, what would the farmers that started this back in 1856 thought of about farming fast forward?
So it was actually not even Ontario then in 1856. It was Upper Canada. And the first fair was encouraged by the government, and they wanted to promote agricultural awareness and build strong communities. And the first fair was held on the banks of the Maitland River in downtown Listowel, I guess.
Yeah, it was Wallace and Elma together performing this first fair. But let's fast forward, Karen.
To 1912, what happened then?
In 1912, they decided change was imminent and brought the fair to this very location where we are today. Change is something that the Listowel Ag Society has embraced for many years.
That was 112 years ago. So let's fast forward to 1977.
Oh, 77. My memories go back to when we were in college. That was in the 70s. A lot of things were happening then. In fact, there were some bad winters in around then too, I believe.
But they switched the fair from the fall fair to the summer fair. It used to be a fall fair. So let's fast forward to 1990.
1990. Again, change was imminent. Let's look at the hall today.
Hey, I think the back came to the front and the front came to the back.
They weren't afraid of change, that's for sure. In the 90s, they also introduced the corporate sponsorship program, which has allowed the board to bring all sorts of activities to the fair. And this is one of the few fairs in Ontario, our size, that has continued to grow year after year, thanks to those corporate sponsors that have started back then.
I think in the 1990s it was Carson Farms, Elma Steel, and Chalmers Fuels. Those were the first three.
And today we have well over 20.
26, I believe.
Which is wonderful.
Pretty amazing. So let's fast forward to the future. What's the future going to bring?
Well, technology, right?
Yeah, we've got robots, we've got drones, we've got genomics, we have lots of research, but also the primary focus is still promoting ag awareness and building strong communities. So let's...
I was going to stop you, Karen. We could go on and on. There are two young ladies going to tell us about...
I know. Emily Royce and Lexi Johnson. I just can't wait to get off here. But
they're going to fast forward us to the future.
Right.
So
but there's a couple more things. Just one more thing that might be of interest. The best French fries in the world are served in that food booth behind this egg hall. So you got to go try them. They're awesome.
There's over a ton of potatoes back there getting ready to chop up and fry for you guys.
Yeah, and remember, when you're eating, it's an agricultural experience.
So enough is enough.
Okay.
Where's the ribbon? It's time to open this fair.
Open the fair.
Well done. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get closer.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Woohoo!
We're now declared open.
Well done.
Well, in true Karen and Steve fashion, using their opportunity, they highlighted the accomplishments of the Egg Society, highlighting their nature of giving back and community improvement. So thank you again to these two incredible community members that we have here with us tonight. Another round of applause for Steve and Karen. We want to thank them for being here this evening. Not only is it an honor to have them opening the 160th Fair, it is really a great privilege to have them here. So we have a small token of our appreciation for you too. And Vanessa, our ambassador, is presenting it to them.
Oh, that's very lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very unexpected. Thank you so much.
And if you want to talk to Steve and Karen more about their accomplishments, they again are tirelessly volunteering again this year at the fair. So you'll find them likely in the food booth or on the ground somewhere. So if you have questions or you want to chat to them or congratulate them, I'm sure that they would welcome the opportunity. So thank you so much for joining this portion of the evening. I will ask our dignitaries to stay on the stage for one more announcement.
So we'd like to invite Mr. Ralph Conybeare to the stage.
Hey, how you doing? Do I have to speak? Can anybody hear me at all? What the hell are you saying there? Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, I've been brought up here to talk about the Listowel Field of Dreams. Maybe some of you are familiar with what we do, maybe some of you aren't. We have some land being donated to us in some form, shape from Frank and Helmut Sluice. If you go past Highway 23, you'll see out there in the field, there's a Field of Dreams sign there. And so we're having an auction November 23rd at the fairgrounds here. And the money we raise that night is going to go to doctor recruitment in our local hospital here. So we're hoping to get a few more doctors. And if anybody have ever seen me work on the farm, Lord knows I do need a doctor quite often. So, and everybody, come out to the auction. We're going to make great things, I hope, happen out there. We're going to auction the corn off. We're going to have all other products to auction off that night. So, come out for the meal, enjoy good camaraderie, and maybe the odd bit of whiskey and beer there too, I think. Somebody told. I don't usually endorse and that sort of thing, but so anyway, thanks a lot for coming out tonight. The fair is great, and just to touch on the base of all the volunteers that come out here, I mean, it's a great group. We have a lot of fun. We have not killed anybody yet. It's been come close, but a few people have threatened me. We've got a great midway going on. I'm just really happy to be part of this fair. It's been a lot of fun, and probably in spite of me, it's growing. Thank you.
Thanks, Ralph. This concludes our opening ceremonies. We'd now like to proceed with our ambassador competition. So we're just going to ask our contestants to come to the stage with their sponsors, and we'll get ready to go.
Welcome back, everyone. I would like to begin this year's Ambassador Competition. This year marks Listowel's 53rd Ambassador Competition. The goal of this program is to provide an opportunity for youth in our community to become involved with a community-based organization while gaining confidence and experience in public speaking and interviews. Over the course of the last month, our Ambassador Committee has had the pleasure of getting to know these two bright contestants, and we are really proud of them. This afternoon, each contestant had an interview with our panel of judges, and now we will commence the on-stage portion of the competition. First, we will have each contestant introduce themselves and their sponsors, followed by their prepared speech and an impromptu speech. In a predetermined order, we will welcome our contestants on stage. Please join me in welcoming Emily Royce, escorted on stage by Dave Strickler from Triple B Sprang.
I would like to once again welcome everybody to the 168th Listowel Fair. My name is Emily Royce. I am 21 years old, and I am the youngest daughter of Brent and Krista Royce. This spring, I graduated from Lakeland College with a diploma in agribusiness. I am now employed by Perth Ag Partners. I am proudly sponsored by Triple B Spraying. Triple B specializes in chemical and liquid fertilizer applications of many different crops. I enjoy spending my free time playing with my dog, reading, spending time with friends, and even sometimes fishing. I am excited to be involved in the fair once again and am looking forward to a weekend filled with different events. I am especially looking forward to the Ag 101 event on Saturday and the Demolition Derby Sunday night.
Thank you very much, Emily. And now I'd like to welcome to the stage Lexi Johnson, escorted onto the stage by Melissa Knight from Avonbank.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lexi Johnson, and I am the daughter of Doug and Laura Johnson of Listowel. I am proud to have been born and raised on our family's dairy farm, Mapleview Farms, where we embrace the fast-moving advancements made within the agriculture industry. I have recently graduated from the University of Guelph, earning a Bachelor's of Science in Agriculture, and have started my career in agriculture lending, currently employed at TD Agriculture Services. It is truly an honor to stand up here tonight and compete to represent the Listowel Fair in its 168th year. Tonight, I am proudly sponsored by Avonbank Incorporating, a leading agriculture dealership specializing in facility design, service, and installation. With over 60 years of experience, Avonbank is committed to providing exceptional sales, project management, service, installation, and farm management support to our local dairy farmers. Their mission is to provide custom solutions tailored to meet their unique clients' needs. They offer vendor solutions including Lely robotic milking systems, feed and animal care equipment, manure management, stabling, ventilation, and cow comfort products. I wish you a safe and fun weekend here at the Listowel Fair, as we celebrate and embrace the technology and advancements made within the agriculture industry that allow us to farm fast forward. This weekend truly embodies where town and country meet, and I hope you take the time this weekend to celebrate our community and the people within it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lexi. I'll now call to the stage Vanessa Klustra, the 2023-2024 Listowel Fair Ambassador, and she is escorted onto the stage by the President of the Egg Society, Carolyn Vanderheiden. Now, you might remember a young gentleman in the parade earlier this evening pulling float for the Listowel Dairy Club. His name is Ben Robinson, and his boss, my dad, Ralph Conabear, was honest with him today earlier when they were both at the farm. Dad pulled up to work with his sweet new Camaro that was in the parade this morning, and Ben complimented him on him. Dad, Ralph, said, "Well, you know, if you work hard, set goals, stay determined, and put in long hours, I might be able to even get a better one next year."
Congratulations, contestants. You've made it through the first portion of the evening, and you're all doing a great job. Now we will hear the speeches each contestant has prepared on a topic of their choice. We will begin again with Emily.
When I was younger, I was constantly changing my mind about what I wanted to be when I grew up. Like a lot of little girls, I started out wanting to be a princess. Then a teacher, an actress, a nurse, a politician, and even a lawyer, but never a farmer. I thought driving tractors was the most boring job on the planet, and waking up early in all different kinds of weather to go feed animals and do all the things farmers do sounded like the most terrible thing in the world. I said that I never wanted to do anything in agriculture when I grew up. My interest in ag grew a little more every year until I decided that I wanted to go to school for agribusiness. Spending last summer as a crop scout made me realize how much I enjoyed being in the fields and decided I wanted to pursue a career in agronomy. We talked about sustainability a lot during my 2 years of college, and it always interested me. Sustainability in agriculture can mean many different things, but the two main things were economic and environmental. Environmental sustainability is very important, especially now that we are losing farmland to developing towns and cities. We want to keep our soil healthy so it can continue to grow crops to feed our communities. There are many different ways to maintain healthy soil, and one way of doing this is spreading fertilizer throughout the year. Most farmers spread manure throughout the spring and summer and then add additional fertilizer to their fields depending on what crops they are growing. As the summer goes on, soil samples are taken from fields to look at the different nutrient levels in the soil. This can help determine what exactly the soil needs to continue to be healthy. The 4 R's of sustainability in agriculture are right source, right rate, right time, right place. This means the type of fertilizer or nutrient at the right amount and the right time during plant growth and applied in the right place. Depending on the size of the crop and time of year, this could mean applying it directly to the soil or directly onto the plant in order to be most effective. When the 4 R's are used properly, the hope is that it will be effective in providing the correct amount of nutrients to the plant while also minimizing nutrient loss. There is also the economic side of sustainability. It is no secret that farming can be very unpredictable. This spring is a good example. It was very wet and caused a lot of problems for planting, and continued rain has been hard on the crops. Unpredictable weather dictates a good or bad yield, and while there are a lot of things that can be done to give crops a little extra boost, they can be expensive, especially if unplanned. At school, we talked a lot about breaking even because that is the goal for a lot of farmers. Being able to save a few dollars here and there can make a big difference for a lot of people. With the 4 R's, you don't necessarily just put the same amount of fertilizer on every single acre of every field. You could have a problem spot in the middle of a field that will need an extra boost of nitrogen, but then have a spot in the same field that needs a little bit less than normal. A lot of agronomists and farmers use NDVI imagery to get a good overview of a field. Some even use drones to get a good look from above. These tools can help pinpoint a problem that you might not be able to see by walking through a field. You can then take soil samples from a bad spot in the field and find out exactly what kind of boost that is to get the best healthy crop. This could save you from spreading unneeded fertilizer or nutrients on all of your fields, saving you money but also getting the best crop you can. There are so many different kinds of technology and tools being developed to help save time and money, keeping farming sustainable and moving fast forward. Thank you.
Next up, we have Lexi Johnson.
My all-time favorite job on our family farm is covering the bunker silo. Honorable judges, fellow contestant, ladies and gentlemen, let me paint you a picture. After a hot and humid day full of breakdowns and setbacks, the haylage bunk is finally full. It's 11 p.m., the last dumper wagon is filled, and everyone is on their way home. However, now the clock is ticking as we try to win the race against the rain. Using tractor lights and flashlights, this bunk has to get covered. Although the sun went down hours ago, the temperature has not budged and the wind has picked up. Whether it's holding down the plastic, placing sandbags, throwing tires, or even holding a flashlight, there is a job for everyone. Everyone is covered in sweat and relieved when the last tire has been placed. Finally, first cut is over. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Lexi, are you crazy? That sounds horrible. And yeah, you're right. It's hard work and it's no fun to do on a regular day, let alone late at night and battling against the weather. However, it's not and never will be a one-man job. And while it's not the most dazzling work to do on the farm, it's something we do together as a family every time. We get to laugh at my horrible backing up a wagon skills. We joke about how stuck Uncle Dave got in the pile earlier in the day, and we get to reflect on how hard everyone has worked to get to this point. We talk about what's new and going on in the community, and we get to spend quality time with the ones closest to us while being thankful everyone got through the day safely. Through the busyness of the season or the spring, it's our time when we can be together as a family. Growing up on a family farm has been the best thing about my life. 3 main things I take away from the way I was raised is an undeniable passion for agriculture, teamwork skills, and a community-focused mind. Our family farm has sparked a deep passion for agriculture in me since a very young age, and I could never envision myself pursuing studies, life, or career in any other field. I was fortunate enough to have many cousins and siblings growing up whom I share this same passion with, and we share fond memories growing up on the farm, like riding our pedal cars up and down the feed alley until we ran out of energy, or moving feed with toy tractors because we were helping. I started milking long before I was tall enough to reach the pipeline, and I will always remember climbing up the stabling, holding on to whatever I could to get the milker plugged in. That passion for agriculture shone brightly through my involvement in community organizations, specifically in 4-H. Fostering that passion has allowed me to establish local, provincial, and national connections, offering opportunities to engage, compete, and learn in diverse fields. Teamwork is a major part of any family farm. And with a lot of people involved, it can also be the most challenging part. Working with a team of people is hard, but it's even harder when you have to go home with them, eat supper with them, and continue to work with them day in and day out. I'll be the first to admit, I've yelled, I've cried, I've also questioned why so many times. I'm certainly not going to stand up here and tell you that we have perfect communication and never fight. But what I will tell you is it is the most rewarding thing to watch your family succeed together. You have to push through the hard times and celebrate the victories because ultimately you're in it together. Growing up on a family farm has ingrained a strong community focus in us. It has been essential for me and my family to actively participate and contribute to our community. The Listowel Fair holds great significance in my family's heritage, and I eagerly anticipate the 3rd weekend of July every year. From winning the father-daughter look-alike prize in the baby show in 2002 to grand champion dairy showman and everything in between, the fair weekend has always been a highlight. The fair weekend is a true display of just how supportive and valuable our community is. It has been incredibly important for me and my family to give back to the community that has given us so much. Our small town community offers such a supportive environment that values our unique cultures and traditions, allowing us to take great pride in our hometown. Being a part of a community like Listowel is so special. No one is ever a stranger. The people form the heart of our community, and I feel incredibly fortunate to have been born and raised in our community. While every day on the farm isn't perfect, I am incredibly grateful for my upbringing. Growing up on a family farm has positively shaped and changed my life. Fostering strong family relationships allow us to contribute, support, and enjoy our community as best we can. So to close it off, it's definitely not the work of covering a bunker silo that I enjoy. It's the people I do it with that bring me so much joy. Ultimately, it doesn't matter how unenjoyable the work is when you're doing it together as a family. Thank you.
Thanks, Lexi. A man is walking through the woods when he sees a bear charging at him. He books it, but he knows he can't outrun a bear for long, so he starts praying, "Dear Lord, I beg thee, please, O Lord, please let this bear be a Christian." The bear catches up to him, knocks him down on the ground, then gets on his knees and says, "Dear Lord, thank you for this food I'm about to receive." We're almost done, and we've saved the best for last, the impromptus. Each contestant will select an envelope at random. Within each envelope, there's a question they will have to answer. I'll ask our current ambassador, Vanessa, to hold up the basket containing the envelopes.
Okay, Emily's question is, 40% of people who run Canada's farms will retire in 10 years. What challenge does this pose to agriculture?
If 40% of people who run Canada's farms will retire in 10 years, this poses the threat of them not having anybody to continue on the farm. If they don't have any either siblings or children or grandchildren that are interested in taking over the farm, then they may be forced to sell. And if they do sell, then that could turn into developers buying their land, and we could risk losing that farmland to cities or growing towns, and we just need to ensure that we can support them and those farms when they retire.
Thanks, Emily. Great job. Next, we'll welcome up Lexi.
All right, the question that Lexi has pulled is, what is the connection between agriculture and local communities?
The connection between agriculture and local communities is right here in front of us. This fair is a massive part of how we, as farmers, as well as urban people, get to come together and have that connection over shared interests. Along with that, that connection is allowing us to advocate and educate our agricultural roots to our growing communities such as Listowel. Being able to share that connection between all people, allow a tight-knit community that values and supports each other's decisions and occupations. So the connection between agriculture and local communities are right here at events like this, like the Listowel Fair. Thank you.
Congratulations, Emily and Lexi. That was a very hard job to do, and you made it look way too easy. You have all done a tremendous job on the stage this evening. It is no simple feat to stand up here and complete what you have done. You should be very proud, and I know that our committee is very proud of both of you. Now, yes, a round of applause. Now their hard work is done, and you can sit back to relax during the rest of the portion. Now, last Sunday, Gerard and Linda Glennis were attending a church service. And during it, Gerard leans over to Linda, his wife, and whispers, "I just let out a fart. Don't worry, it was silent. What should I do now?" Linda answers, "You need to change the batteries in your hearing aid." So now, thank you everyone for joining us for this portion of the Ambassador competition. I would like to invite the 2003, 2004, Fair Ambassador Vanessa Klusra to say her farewell speech when we convene back. So the judges are going to take, I know I psyched you up. The judges are going to take some time to convene. Please stay with us for a few moments and we will be back with Vanessa's farewell speech. Thank you. All right, you're good. So our judges have finished their deliberation, and it is with great excitement that I call your attention back to the stage. Now it is time for the highly anticipated farewell speech. I heard many people talking about it, so I would like to invite our current Fair Ambassador, Vanessa Klusra, to the stage.
Thank you, Elena. Last year, around this time, I was crowned the Fair Ambassador for the year. And what a year it has been. Fair Weekend was a great start to the year, with me attending almost every event that was hosted at the fair. I was able to watch the beef and dairy shows, help with the kids' pedal tractor show, and watch the demolition derby. It was still a great weekend despite rain canceling some events. My Fair Weekend this year will look a little bit different than last. While I'm not required to go to as many events as possible, there is still lots that I will attend, including the Ag 101, the horse shows, and the truck and tractor pull. My role as ambassador was not just over Fair Weekend last year, and there are other events throughout the year that I was able to participate in. I was able to watch other ambassador competitions throughout the year, where the winners are now my friends. I got to meet the rest of the District 8 ambassadors at the District 8 AGM in October. Christmas time was busy with our Christmas craft show, photos with Santa, and the Christmas parade. We also hosted the Harvest Dinner in late November. In February, I had the opportunity to attend the OAAS convention in Toronto. Here, I had the chance to meet with ambassadors that represent ag societies from all across Ontario. This was a great event where I got to learn a little bit more about what fairs look like across the province. One of my favorite events this year was hosted in April. That was the Taste Around the World in North Perth, where members of our community showcased food from their home countries. The most recent event I participated in was the District 8 Ambassador Competition. On our competition day, we toured a cheese factory and a greenhouse, then had interviews and speeches in the afternoon. This day was a great day getting to know some of the other ambassadors in the area. And this competition is great preparation for the CNE, which I will be attending next month representing the Listowel Ag Society. While my year has come to an end, I'm beyond thankful for all of the opportunities that the Ag Society has given me over the year to represent the wonderful community of North Perth. Lexi and Emily both did a wonderful job tonight, and I know that both of them will do a fantastic job representing our community. I encourage everyone here tonight to talk to an Ag Society director, Lexi or Emily, or myself to get to know a little bit more about the Ag Society and the great work that the Ag Society does in our community. I thank you all for coming out tonight to watch our ambassador competition, and I look forward to everything else that the weekend has in store. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. Vanessa has done an incredible job this year representing the Listowel Agricultural Society as our ambassador. She has embodied the ideals of volunteerism and community involvement. She has helped at so many of the Listowel Ag Society events that the Society has hosted, not to mention the second annual Multicultural Taste of the World event. She has made time to attend many parades and continues to be an incredible help and addition to the Listowel Agricultural Society. She has made us very proud at the District 8 meeting and competition, and I have no doubt that she will make us proud again at the 2024 CNE Ambassador of the Fairs competition in August. She has proven to be an excellent leader at the OAAS convention among her peers and other members of agricultural societies. If you want to see her more this weekend, she'll be volunteering at the Farm Food 360 kiosk over the course of this weekend. Vanessa is truly a role model for youth in our community and for the young people in agriculture. Vanessa, we wish you all the best in your future adventures. We know that you will achieve great things in agriculture, and the industry and our Ag Society is very lucky to have you. Now I've been asked to make an announcement from 81 Petals, one of the sponsors of our ambassador competition. Their lovely blue truck is still on the premises, and there's free sunflowers for people to take before you leave after the ambassador competition. So I believe the blue truck is in the infield. So before you head out, if you're able to make your way over to the truck and grab your free sunflower, please do so. I would like to call another ambassador committee member to the stage, Mary, to thank our sponsors.
Thank you to this year's Fair Ambassador competition sponsors: the Egg Society Directors, Egg Society Homecraft Division, Acre 75 Gathered, Apple Bottom Orchards, 81 Petals, Amanda Cleland, Bakler Jewelers, BK Brand Name Clothing and Gifts, DA Virtual Sports, Domino's Pizza, First Choice Trophies and Scrapbooking, Hot Off the Hook, Lisa Skinner, Jennifer Ohm, Cadillac Farms, Len and Joyce Schmidt, Listowel Chrysler, Listowel Greenhouses, Mandy Van Loo Massage Therapy, Mary Kay Cosmetics, Ellie Martin, Make Me Up, Megan Connell, Noah Andreessen Apiaries, Nickel Concrete Construction, Pampered Chef, Lynn Johnson, Pampered Chef, Stephanie Robinson, PharmaSave, Pinned, Kara Muhlenstein, Sensi, Billy Robertson, Simply Celebrate You, Leanne Andreessen, Splendid Decor and More, Stacy Leek, ST Genetics Canada, The Scrapbook Shop, 31, Jessica Smith, Victorian Inn and Spa, and Warden Up to Grove. Thank you to all the sponsors who made tonight possible.
We would like to welcome our 3 judges to the stage. So these 3 had the hard task of deciding a winner tonight. I know we all don't want to be in their position, but we would like to thank them for coming. So first up, we would like to introduce, and I'll get them to just give a wave, Kathy Emke. So Kathy resides in Wingham with her husband Kyle and is an employee at Brussels Agri Service / Cowboy Loft as the accounts manager. Her home fair is Teeswater Fair, where she has been a volunteer since she was a teenager. Over the years, she has been committee heads for the quilting, knitting, crocheting section, church service, and the Spook House in October. In 2016, she got promoted to the position of Treasurer Secretary. Just a reminder, the Teeswater Fair takes place August 16th to the 18th. New events this year include the hockey skills competition, human foosball, demolition derby, and combine derby. For more information, check out their website, teeswaterfair.com, or their Facebook page, Teeswater Ag Society. Next up, we have Tracy Gluer. So Tracy grew up on a dairy farm outside of Moncton. In 1998, she was named the Mitchell Fall Fair Ambassador and the first ever District 8 Ambassador, along with receiving the Friendship Award that year. In 1999, she was crowned the CNE Ambassador. She is a former Mitchell Fall Fair Ambassador Committee Chair. She has also chaperoned the CNE Ambassador contestants for several years in Toronto during the 3-day competition. She has judged many ambassador competitions, including the CNE. Tracy is now a grade 2 teacher and resides in Mitchell with her husband Steve and their 3 children, Beckett, Scarlett, and Lila. Next up, we have Brandon Skinner. So Brandon was a member of the Zurich Ag Society for over 15 years. He is self-employed as a residential carpenter. He resides in Zurich with his wife Emily and their 2 adorable little boys, Ori and Thatcher. In his spare time, he is a part-time rock star in the band Tasty News, so make sure to head on to Zurich Bean Fest the 4th Friday in August to check them out.
Good evening. Thank you for having the 3 of us to judge this competition. Thank you so much to the competitors this evening. You certainly made our job very difficult. If this is indication of the youth that you have here in Listowel, your fair is sure to continue on for many more years. Both our winner and our runner-up will do a wonderful job here representing your fair.
So a farmer and his wife had a challenging marriage. They seemed to fight every night, so the farmer just got up earlier and worked later each day until he was only at home long enough to eat, bathe, and sleep. This went on for a few months until finally his wife got fed up with it. She told him, either we're going to a marriage counselor or I'm filing for divorce and taking half of your farm when I go. The next day, when the farmer came in for supper, all he found was a can of soup, a can opener, and a note that read, "So what have you decided?" The farmer walked outside, found his wife on the front porch, impatiently waiting, and he said, "Okay, I will go see the counselor with you, make the appointment." Later in the week, the couple left the farm and drove to town to see the marriage counselor. After introducing themselves, the counselor asked, "So what seems to be the problem?" The wife immediately went into a tirade, listing every problem they have ever had in all the years they've been married. On and on and on, she ranted of the neglect, lack of intimacy, emptiness, loneliness, feeling unloved, and a seemingly endless list of unmet needs she had endured. Finally, after allowing her to vent for more than 20 minutes, the therapist got up, walked around the desk, and asked the wife to stand. The counselor threw his arms around the farmer's wife, embraced and kissed her long and passionately, as her husband watched with raised eyebrows. When he let go of her, the now stunned wife crumbled down in her chair with a dazed look in her eyes. The therapist turned to the husband and said, "This is what your wife needs, at least 3 times a week. Can you do this?" The farmer replied, "Well, I can drop her off here on Mondays and Wednesdays, but on Fridays I take produce to the farmer's market." So I'd like to call Alana Connie Bear back up. So Alana and I have the privilege of announcing the 2024-2025 Listowel Fair Ambassador.
It's always so exciting.
So it was a very tricky decision. Both contestants were lovely and would do a wonderful job representing the fair. Congratulations to both on a job well done. Our new ambassador is Lexi Johnson. So we'd like to invite Lexi up to say a few words.
This is truly an honor to represent such an amazing Ag Society. This has been a dream of mine since I was a very little girl, with many aunts, cousins, and my older sister having this title along the road. I am so excited to represent the Listowel Fair for the next year. First and foremost, I would like to thank all my friends and family for being here tonight, to supporting me tonight and always. Specifically to my parents, thank you so much for everything you've done for me to get me into who I am today. You allowed me to jump at every opportunity I had to expand my knowledge, grow my leadership skills, and make more friends. To the Ambassador Committee and the judges, thank you so much for all the tireless hours and efforts you put into putting this amazing competition on. To Emily, thank you very much for making this such an enjoyable experience. You did a fantastic job. To all the sponsors that helped make this fair weekend happen, we truly could not do it without you, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Lastly, to all the volunteers, Ag Society board members, and everyone else who helps to make this weekend happen, thank you so much. This weekend is always a highlight, and it has been for many years, and it will be for many years. So just from my bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I am so excited to be your 2024 Listowel Fair Ambassador and look forward to representing the Ag Society in the next coming year. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lexi. Let's enjoy some fireworks, and they are sponsored by Roll LePage, Don Hamilton Real Estate. Okay, you guys can come on. Congrats, love.